Just a brief video here to talk about a few current events. Seattle, of course, recently elected a new mayor, this manly-looking creature, Katie Wilson. And of course, the New York Times posted an article saying that she has Ma'am Donnie appeal. And yeah, I was thinking, New York had 9/11, and Seattle might be the place of the next 9/11. So interesting that they have two similar mayors elected. And Ma'am Donnie appeal equals 322 Skull and Bones in standard. And for the record, I only really pay attention to the ciphers going up to reverse satanic. This single reduction through this EHP exception, I don't pay attention to any of those really. Then I start again with primes all the way to Chaldean. I don't really care for these last two either. That's usually how I do my decodes. I find it interesting that they describe her as a 43-year-old socialist who still lives off her parents' money, and people consider that a good thing. And if you type out the 43, that sentence gives us a very interesting number in squares, both a 611 and a 614 Trump birthday. Also in Samaria, in your backwards 42 and your forwards 42. Her full name, Catherine Barrett Wilson. We get our 162 number in Sumerian. Remember, I've been finding a lot of 162, 216s in these three ciphers here. Take out the middle name. We get our order out of chaos as above, so below number. We also get 47 forwards, 47 backwards. Also, 8 plus 3 is 111. 9/11 leaves 111 days remaining in the year. Now, I'm not going to always mention these, but they're important too. But if I do all of those, it'll take forever. Like when I included her middle name, there was one that added up to the Pi Day date, 3/14, but I didn't mention that. And if you switch from Catherine to Katie Barrett Wilson, our 222 number is an ordinal and 162 in Latin. Charlie and Erica's wedding date. Who knows if they were even really married. And in Fibonacci, Katie Wilson gives us our 12/7 Pearl Harbor date, buildings 127, backwards in Fibonacci. Just plain Wilson, like Garo said, it's the name of the ball in Castaway. In Latin is our backwards 9/11. And indeed, it is interesting because she went to Balliol College with the ball in the name. For Bal, of course. Balliol College equals 232 in Latin, 322 Skull and Bones. Your 76, George W. Bush birthday. And in Satanic, your backwards 216, 84 number. If we leave it at just plain Balliol, standard gives us our 162, 611 number, and our backwards 216 in Fibonacci, 45, 12/6, 1800 for our 666. And don't forget, she was born on July 12th, which is, your buildings 1, 2, and 7 are your 12/7 Pearl Harbor date. Like with John Lovett's July 21st birthday that I talked about in my Southland Tales video yesterday. From Binghamton, New York. Wouldn't you know that the area code of Binghamton is 607 for your 67? Binghamton, New York equals your 88 Trump portal number And of course your 8-4 here. With our reverse standard, we have a backwards 216 and backwards 162, both our 8-4 and 6-11 dates. Use the New York acronym. It's your backwards 6-11 in Fibonacci. 182, 2 times 8 is 16. So your backwards 6-11, upside down 9-11. Binghamton, backwards 8-16, Elvis death date, EL number. And something I stumbled across yesterday that I found pretty interesting. In Memphis news, a man was found dead in Binghamton, police say. So there's a Binghamton neighborhood in Memphis, of all places. They don't really give names or details or anything. They just say officers responded to the 2500 block of Broad Avenue just before 9:15 a.m. and they found a man who was pronounced dead on the scene. It's literally all they say. So I look up Binghamton and, yeah, neighborhood in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's check the Wikipedia page. And it says it's also spelled Binghamton, like the New York place that Katie Wilson is from. Named after W.H. Bingham, an Irish immigrant. Now, I don't know about you, but this makes me think of Washington. But the wash in here, take out the B, Washington. I mean, I think they're playing games here. 2500 block of Broad Avenue. You're backwards 6-11, upside down 9-11. 7 plus 9 is 16, so you're backwards 6-11, upside down 9-11. Top out 2500, and our satanic cipher gives us another 162, 6-11 number in reduction. Our Satan number in reverse. 8 times 11 is your 88. 33, reverse Sumerian. And Binghamton, which is basically Binghamton with the P added, gives us our backwards 9-11. Also, there was an update on one of the stories I covered in this video about the shooting at Willie's Bar. So it took them this long, but they arrested someone in that incident. Anthony Devon Freeman. There's that name, Freeman again. That's been very prevalent since the whole Charlie Kirk incident. So, as expected, another heavily coded story here. I mean, you could already see the codes in my previous video, but the Freeman just solidifies everything. And the article also goes on to say that they're trying to take away Willie's liquor license and blame his bar or some nonsense. And this is a quote from him. I'm not going to read it. It's just some stupid nonsense, carefully worded to make gematria. As shown here, because the entirety of what he says equals your order out of chaos, as above, so below number right off the bat. Also gives you a 162 June 11th with your Elvis birthday, or 666 number 18. And honestly, Willie Terrell, I don't remember if I mentioned this in my last video or not, but WT, that's 2320, your 322 Skull and Bones. I also saw that this person passed away. I have no idea who this is, but decided to look into it. Born in Ohio, died at the age of 84. Was in the show Gilmore Girls. Of course, Peter H. Gilmore is an American writer and LaVeyan Satanist. He is the current high priest of the Church of Satan. Probably why the show is named that. Probably why Happy Gilmore is named that. Of course, her last name, Franz, is derived from the name Franciscus, which is also where the name Frank comes from. And of course, her actual name is Elizabeth Jean Frankovich, so Franz for short. And of course, we know who has a similar last name originally, Erica Kirk, Franz Vey. So the connections to the whole Charlie Kirk saga just keep on coming. Erica, of course, also being from Ohio originally. And her birthday is in just a few days. 37th birthday, the EL number. Frankovich's full name, you get your 110, the amount of floors in each of the original Twin Towers. And wouldn't you know that the name Frankovich gives us our 12-7 or Buildings 127 number. Not to mention the Satan number and the triple Satan number. Elizabeth Jean Franz, your 84, your 33, twin 18s, which is of course twin 666s. Let's take a look at that GG77, Gilmore Girls. Our Comet Atlas number, our 47, our 180, our 180 again. As you can see, 3i Atlas equals the 144. Died on 11/4, 11 times 4, 44 the kill number. Born on a backwards 8/16, Elvis death date. And since she was 84, let's go from her death date to the 84-year anniversary of Pearl Harbor. 33 days. And you're 45 over here in the weeks and days. I mean, there might be more there with her, but I don't really care to dig too far. But anyway, that's all for now. Like I said, a brief video and a few updates. All glory to God, and thank you for watching.